Well, thanks for having me, fellas. I'm excited to get a chance to touch bases with you guys just about my experience up until this point here at K-State and the excitement that I have about the program moving forward. So I'm flattered to be standing in front of you for sure.
How did this come about for you?
Relationships. Coach Peterson, Coach Klein, and really the whole defensive staff. Coach Peterson and I, we were on the same staff at another institution 11 years ago, and we just kept an existing relationship between then and now. And we both had an agreement that whenever we get in a position to hire each other, that we would. So here I am. And he got me on the phone and, had a chance to get to know Coach Klein. And it was a conversation that felt like we knew each other for years. And it was just the right fit for my family and I. And it was K-State. I mean, I had a lot of respect for this program from afar for a long time. And I'm just flattered to be standing here before you.
What most excites you about the guys you got back in your position group?
Just their eagerness to improve. Right now it's a coach me coach mentality with the group, and I'm excited about it. They are all eager from top to bottom to get better and represent the Kansas State logo with the fullest of their ability. So that's what I'm most excited about.
The defensive back coaching group. There's three of you with that title, with just kind of the title in there. Just how's that going to work, and just how are you going to build each other up?
Yeah, well, we play with 5 defensive backs at a time on the field. So the more manpower to be able to coach those guys, the better. Coach Peterson and I, when we had a chance to work together before, we were the 2 defensive back coaches. So to have Coach Johnson at safeties to be able to, lead that group with his expertise is only going to be in addition to the group. So Coach Peterson is more of a big picture defensive coordinator that really doesn't have a position, but he does have defensive back background. So collectively with us 3, we're going to be the ones leading the group in addition to the support staff as well.
He mentioned when he was in here the other day that he's coached basically every kind of defensive alignment you can use.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, obviously, you were part of that too. What are the advantages? I mean, that seems like a really big advantage to me.
Yeah, well, along the way, as you have different experiences with different schemes, you start putting together what it is that you would want to do when you get in the seat that he's sitting in. We wanted to build it from the ground up once we got here as a staff. That's the thing that he said he wanted to do as the defensive coordinator in our first staff meeting. And we all collectively have been in a lot of different schemes, obviously. So we just somewhat building it from the ground up. Coach Peterson and I, we were in a 3-4 scheme with Coach Tim DeRuiter, who is obviously now on the staff, and Nick Toth. And it's just some multiplicity that we're going to bring. Obviously, they had a lot of success at A&M and some previous places he's been at as well. So it's somewhat building from the ground up with a collective piece of all of the schemes that he's been around.
What did you learn last year? It was a difficult year at Arkansas in that defense. Just what did you take away from that and the way to improve?
Yeah, great question. Is that good players make good coaches, to be honest with you. It was a great experience. You learn from failures just as much as you do success. I grew a lot from that experience. It was a great experience, but I'm excited about this opportunity here at Kansas State.
You identified a leader to kind of help you facilitate things early on, or are you still building those leaders in the secondary?
Right now, still being built. It's a lot of new faces on the back end, obviously coaches and players. So we're all just learning one another right now, learning the strengths and weaknesses of the players in terms of what they can do and do well. So that part is still, to be determined. But we are planting seeds with certain guys that have been here, that has been leading by example with their actions before they start verbally leading. So I'm excited with where we're at right now.
How important was it to get Brevard in here? Just he had some returning guys, and he's had a decent career at Virginia.
Yeah, it was real big. Obviously that was a position of need for us to add to the guys that we already had at the position of safety. So to be able to add him with the experience he had in the ACC conference with a school that I got a lot of respect for from a football perspective with Coach Elliott, Tony Elliott, they did a really good job in terms of developing him up until this point. So he was a great addition to the room for sure.
And you said you felt like you knew Colin Klein for years when you talked to him. What was it about that conversation that made you feel so comfortable?
Well, just, the things that he prioritized as a man. Obviously I was able to watch him as a player from afar and as a coach as well, and always had a level of respect for the success that he had. But once I spoke with him, he's a man of faith. He's a family man, and he put those as priorities in his life as well as myself. That's what I do as well. So it was just a perfect fit. And, some people you speak to, it felt like you've been knowing them for years. It was just that type of conversation.
Is there a certain style you want your D-backs to play with when you go up against Big 12 offenses?
Just confidence, confidence, physicality, and being able to play fast, and that comes from knowledge. So just being students of the game with the preparation that we're having right now, production on the field doesn't start when we get on the field. It starts now, day one. So just, the knowledge, playing fast, playing with confidence, and playing together, right? Like, that's the thing that's important. We want 11 guys playing the same call, being disciplined to do their job within the structure of what we're asking them to do, and do it to the best of their ability without hesitating.
At this point in time, who were maybe a couple guys in your room that have kind of maybe emerged a little bit as leaders?
Yeah, still a long way to go. It's a question to ask pretty early right now. Some guys that's standing out are some young guys. I mean, Zayshawn Rich is doing a really good job. I'm excited with the experience he's been able to have, last year or whatnot, and what he's bringing to the room. Donovan is doing a really good job. McIntosh, he's leading by example as well with his actions as well. But we still got a long way to go in a lot of areas, with leadership being one of those areas that we must improve in.
Could you describe, away from Colin a moment, just Manhattan, your sense and feel of that and the excitement that is out there about K-State football?
Yeah.
Do you have a feel for that yet?
Yeah, sure. When we do leave the building, we go out as a defensive staff and go to dinner most nights. And I've never been anywhere where I didn't see purple. So passion is one thing that stands out. A tight-knit community, like these people bleed purple. And, so I'm excited about the passion. You could tell their love for football and athletics in general. So I'm just excited to be here for sure.
You in this frat house with the other coaches that we're hearing about? Or
No, sir. No, I'm not.
avoiding that place?
Yeah, as of right now, my family has been in town, numerous times, and obviously you want to avoid the frat house when you have family in town. So I've still been living out of a hotel, but soon my family will be here, and we'll be moving into our house here in the near future. So I'm excited about that.
Is that close, or are we still a little bit away with school or whatever?
No, so thank God next week my family is going to be here for good. I'm excited about that, and we'll get a chance to move in our house, I think, March the 9th. So I look forward to that for sure. We're getting out the hotel.
Another question on DBs. They're going through workouts and meetings and everything like that. Mm-hmm. When you observe them physically, what maybe stands out the most? And you've coached so many great defense backs in the past.
Yeah.
I mean, any kind of catch your eye?
Yeah, just their athletic ability to go along with size. This is a good group, in terms of the physical piece of it. Athletic. It's been encouraging watching them go through mat drills. We're still training them to strain more, just to give a little bit more, because you can do more than what your mind tells you when you get fatigued. Mm-hmm. So just teaching them to go beyond that is the physical piece that we're emphasizing. But I've been really excited about the movement skills that we have on the back end to go along with good size to match up with different, receiving groups that we have to go up against.